Are Iranian commando units ready for a swift, painful strike against US targets across the Middle East? Amid Tehran's threat to mobilize up to 1 million fighters, is another covert Iranian operation may already in the making? Reports indicate Iran's elite army brigades and IRGC special units have a joint plan that could put the entire Gulf, from Bahrain to the UAE, in their crosshairs. Iran's powerful axis of resistance, from Hezbollah to Iraqi and Yemeni militias, now appears poised to deepen the war against US forces and assets. Reports say Iranian commando units are now preparing a hard, swift strike against designated US targets. The plan reportedly involves elite elements from both the regular Iranian army and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps in a joint special operation. Iran's 65th Airborne Brigade, known as the NOHED Special Forces, is expected to lead the key commando roles in these prospective missions. The IRGC Saberin Special Forces Brigade is said to be coordinating closely alongside NOHED units as part of this combined strike plan. According to these reports, the overarching aim of the Iranian operation is to deliver a rapid, high-impact blow against selected US interests. One of the operation's stated objectives is to attempt the capture of American officials, military personnel, or associated business figures. Planners reportedly intensified this effort after what Iranian sources describe as the second phase of US-Israeli military actions. The potential target area is said to span from Iraq's Kurdistan region to key Gulf states, including Bahrain, the United Arab Emirates, and Kuwait. Iran is increasing its military readiness as speculation grows over a possible United States ground invasion. Iranian media released a video on X indicating that military preparations are now underway for a possible battle. The footage showing those war preparations was released by Iran military media on March 26. Armed soldiers prepared for combat on land and in the air could be seen in Iran's military video. Iran also suggested that proxy groups across the wider Middle East region may join the battlefield. Iran described itself as a true master of ground warfare in an open challenge directed at US troops. A military source told Iranian news agency Tasnim that more than 1 million fighters are ready for battle. Iran's open warning to Donald Trump comes amid reports that the United States is considering a ground invasion. Axios reported that the Pentagon is compiling military options for a final blow against Iran that could include ground forces. Two US officials told Axios that a large-scale bombing campaign inside Iran may also be under consideration. Pentagon officials have already deployed about 2,000 US paratroopers to the Middle East region. Another 4,500 US Marines are also reportedly heading toward the Middle East in case of a ground invasion. Reports indicate Trump is assembling a force of about 7,000 troops after his peace proposal was rejected. Some of Trump's options to pressure Iran into reopening the strait and stopping the war were outlined in reports. Trump has been presented with various attack options on Iran. This includes invading or blockading Karg Island. Another reported option involves invading Larak, an island tied to Iran's control over the Strait of Hormuz. A separate option involves seizing Abu Musa and two smaller islands near the western entrance to the strait. Another measure could involve blocking or seizing ships exporting Iranian oil on the eastern side of Hormuz. Trump is reportedly prepared for a ground invasion if diplomatic efforts with Iran fail again. On March 26, Donald Trump repeated his claim that Iran was asking for a peace deal. Trump has not identified who the United States is negotiating with in Iran, referring only to a top person. Earlier reports said Iran had rejected Trump's 15-point peace plan as too excessive.
We estimated it would take approximately 4 to 6 weeks to achieve our mission, and we're way ahead of schedule. If you look at what we've done in terms of the destruction of that country, I mean, we're way ahead. Think of it, they have no navy, and they had good ships. 154 ships have been shot down and are resting very nicely at the bottom of the sea. And we did that in a matter of less than a week. Because we have the greatest military in the world by far, nobody even close. So we estimated it would take approximately 4 to 6 weeks to achieve our mission. 26 days in, we're really a lot ahead of schedule. The Iranian regime is now admitting to itself that they have been decisively defeated. They're saying to people, this is a disaster. They know it. That's why they're talking to us. They wouldn't talk otherwise. But they're talking to us because they've got a disaster in their hands. They're defeated. They can't make a comeback. We're free to roam over their cities and towns and destroy all of their crazy nuclear weapons and missiles and drones that they're building. And we're doing that. They now have a chance to make a deal, but that's up to them. And they'll tell you, we're not negotiating. We will not negotiate. Of course they're negotiating. They've been obliterated. Who wouldn't negotiate? They are begging to make a deal. We'll see if we can make the right deal. And if they make the right deal, then the strait will open up. Hormuz Strait will open up. And even now, we don't know if there are any mines. You know, they have 22 they call mine droppers. Think of it. Who would have 22 mine droppers? There's a boat that drops mines. Who has 22 mine droppers? Except for people with very evil intention. So every one of those mine droppers has been struck with the same weapon we used to stop drugs from coming into the United States of America. When we hit those boats, it's the exact same weapon, extremely effective. We have unlimited supplies and extremely effective. But they have no more mine droppers.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.